Direct News TV. April 20, 2024. Israel's war on Gaza. Live news: Israel bombs Rafah, Haniyeh meets Erdogan. Funerals held for Palestinians, including 6 children, killed in Israeli air attack on Gaza's Rafah, as Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh meets Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan in Istanbul. Israeli forces continue to raid Nur Shams refugee camp in the occupied West Bank's Tulkarem for a second day, killing at least 5 people, including a teenager, and causing worst destruction in decades, according to an Al Jazeera correspondent. Hezbollah announces deaths of 2 fighters. Hezbollah has announced the names of 2 members who were martyred, as usually without mentioning how or where they were killed. They were named as Ali Harb, from the town of Mansouri, and Hussein Dakaman, from Kfar Tabnat. Earlier, the Israeli army said its forces had carried out attacks on Hezbollah military structures in Ida Ashshab and Kfar Kila. Palestinian medic killed during settler attack. The Gaza Health Ministry says that an ambulance driver, Muhammad Awadallah Muhammad Musa, 50 years old, was killed by occupation bullets near the village of Es-Sa'iya, south of Nablus in the occupied West Bank. The office says he was heading to the village to transport those who were injured in a settler attack there. In a video verified by Al Jazeera, Musa's colleague Bashar Kariouti said that as they headed to the village to retrieve the wounded, they were directly fired on by settlers. It was in this shooting that Musa was killed, he said. Israeli, U.S. aid truck statistics are a complete lie, Gaza Media Office. The government media office in Gaza says the total number of aid trucks entering the Gaza Strip on a daily basis ranges, on average, between 130 and 150 trucks. In a press release, the media office said the Israeli narrative adopted by the United States that there are around 300 aid trucks entering the Gaza Strip daily is a complete lie and a falsification of reality. The office said that the areas in northern Gaza are still suffering from a real food crisis and that the only way to stop the famine in northern Gaza and address the food crisis across the whole enclave is to open all crossings. Since the start of April, no more than 2,800 trucks have entered the enclave, according to the media office. The occupation deliberately lies about the humanitarian reality inside the Gaza Strip, and has been promoting a false narrative for some time about improvements in the mechanism of bringing aid in and increasing the number of trucks entering the Strip, the statement read. This was denied by the World Food Programme, when it announced last Thursday that only 392 aid trucks loaded with food had entered the Gaza Strip during the month of April. The media office said its numbers were in line with those of the United Nations, which confirmed in a post on X that only 392 trucks loaded with food have arrived since the beginning of April. Israeli settler militias attack multiple areas in the occupied West Bank. Israeli settler militias have attacked Palestinians on the highway between Ramallah and Jericho in the occupied West Bank. Since the October 7 Hamas attack, settler attacks have increased in the occupied West Bank, but recently, violent settler militias have attacked Palestinian homes and properties after the disappearance of a teenage Israeli settler who was found dead last week. Several attacks by settlers and Israeli forces have been reported today, including an Israeli settler attack in Termis Aya in the northeast of Ramallah, where cars and other properties were destroyed. Israeli forces stormed the village of At-Tawani in Masafir Yuda, south of Hebron, raided a number of homes and closed all entrances leading to the town. In the village of Al-Saywa, locals reported that Israeli settlers were attacking people and homes with gunfire, with reports of at least 3 injuries among Palestinians. Israelis protest at prison where Gaza detainees held. Dozens of activists from left-wing Israeli associations and organizations have demonstrated at the entrance to the Sde Taman military prison in the Negev Desert, where the Israeli authorities are holding hundreds of prisoners they arrested from the Gaza Strip. The demonstrators raised banners demanding the release of prisoners and an end to torturing them. Testimony was read from a relative of a previously released prisoner who spoke about the torture he was subjected to and the extremely difficult conditions that prisoners live in inside this prison. According to Israeli media, the demonstration lasted only a few minutes. There has been no let-up in the fighting. Right now, we are in central Rafah, and we can clearly see in the sky above the Kuwaiti hospital at least 4 Israeli military surveillance drones, hovering at a very low altitude. Different areas have been attacked in Rafah. Within the past 24 hours, we're talking about overnight strikes that have killed at least 10 Palestinians in Tal as-Sultan and in the Al-Salam neighborhood in Rafah. One of the latest strikes targeted an empty house on the western side of that very densely populated area. Israeli FM says Turkey's Erdogan should be ashamed at meeting Haniyeh. On X, Katz posted a picture of the pair shaking hands and wrote, "Muslim Brotherhood, rape, massacre, desecration of corpses, burning babies." Turkish President Erdogan met with Hamas head Ismail Haniyeh earlier today, where the pair discussed the situation in Gaza. My name is Kingsley. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to be notified whenever we post. You won't regret it.